podcast. Good morning, all of you. How are you guys doing this morning? Is it Patricia, Sana that I see there? Patricia and Dwayne and Lorraine. All the beautiful folks joining us this morning. Alexis Schultz. Rich people name, Good morning, guys. Do let us know if you can hear us loud and clear. Neville is here with us as well. Good to see you, Neville and Natasha. Beautiful folks. Good to have all of you. Good to see you, Natasha. How are you doing? Happy to have all of you with us this Thursday morning. Tomorrow's an off day for us. Yeah. It's May 1, isn't it? 1st of May. May Day. May Day it is. May Day it is. Good to have all of you on with us today. Good to see you, wonderful, beautiful folks. How you all doing? Rita Clark and Patricia. Good to have you on the live. Good to have you. Jennifer, see you there too. See you there too, Jennifer, and all the other folks joining us today. Happy to have you on the live. Avril, Gloria Chester, good to have you. Good morning to you too. Respect and manners, Gloria. And Emerson, all the beautiful folks. Good to have you with us this Thursday morning. Folks, the month is finished. You realize that? Today's Monday, the 30th. Where did April go? Natasha McPherson, where did it go? Pray tell. Where did it went? Avril, we see you there. All the other beautiful folks, y'all are joining us. So happy to have all y'all on the live this morning. Y'all know how we say it in the Guyanese way. We're on the live. I love the way we talk. I love the way we talk. Yeah. I like all the way we operate. Because if I say I love all the way we operate, you got to take a little corruption. Right? Lydia, how you doing? There you have it, Lydia. There you have it. Anthony and Linden. Likram. There you have it too. Good morning. Let us know if you're hearing us. Let us know if you're hearing us. Let us know if you're hearing us, and we're going to know if we on still. Ain't got nothing they could do to us this morning that we can't bounce back from. All right, loud and clear. Well, we're still here. we're still here. I just don't know, you know. Sometimes you just don't know. You just don't know. We're gonna come back. All right, I think we can come back now. Apologies, dear. We were lashed out the studio. I just kept talking, and Sharon, Linda, and one of the things I said, ain't got nothing they could do us right now. You know, they knock us off here, we just bounce right back. You black we out, which one we power thing. You know, ain't got nothing they could do us right now. But good to have all of you folks on the live this morning from the many, many places you all are joining us from, no doubt. Happy to have each and every one of you with us. How you all doing this morning? You know, let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. At least we end up in some trouble. One of the things we're seeing the administration talking about is this power boom. You know, things are booming, things looking nice. How are things by you? You know, let me check in with you all. Oftentimes I find, you know, sometimes is it Xerxes? We take each other for granted, Gail and Kevin. Too many times we take each other for granted, right? But how things by you, Andrew? Right? I have kind of resolved myself. I can smile whichever which way, however things going, right? My attitude and my facial expression, it not reflects the time we living in, because I would pulling, you know, like nobody knows the trouble I know, something like that. But irrespective, my chest high to the sky, my head, you know. You might be looking like that, Audrey. The point I'm making, Jacqueline, I want to take you for granted. You know, have I told you lately that I love you? Checking in with you. You know, things might be looking nice on the outside. I grew up in a family where we were told that the only person could know you eating, you know, your little dry dan and drinking the black water is if you tell them. That's the only how the neighbors could know. Yeah. That's the only how. I grew up seeing my mother would take down the curtains at 11 o'clock in the night. By 1 o'clock, them curtains washed, pressing up back, you know. Right? You had the best of everything. Man, but you wash the clothes, press you out. You clean as a whistle. You had pride. I want to assume. Naomi, how things by you, girl? How things by you? Right? How you and uncle? How you and uncle doing? Yvonne, how you all doing it? Just checking in. They said things booming. Him booming for everybody. You know, booming for some people can't even, you even got the energy to smash that reaction button this morning. You ever got a kind of energy, you know, to smash the reaction button. Right? Jesus. I gotta reach out for the remote. I don't turn it on already watching. I got take the remote. They say things booming here, boy. Economic projections looking nice. Listen to this. Growth rate All right, growth rates above 16%. Could you imagine? You know, say your salary was going to go up this year, your income 16%. My God, that's nice time. Even perhaps some of you in the diaspora in Region 11, y'all got a nice time. Y'all getting the kind of nice time. I beg of you, when you come into your kingdom, don't forget y'all, boy. You can see that link going by your end. Andrew tell them, don't forget where they send. Don't forget us, 16%, you know, and driven by oil revenues. Now, barring, this is even better, right? Your own production, your own gifting, Selwyn. Right? We got international lawyer Selwyn Peters joining us. I'm thinking of pastor. International lawyer Selwyn Peters joining us, right? Selwyn, I think you got something for us too. Selwyn has been kind to us over the years. That much we can say. Leslie say fed up. Leslie, I find myself in this place a lot of days. All right. I tend to live here, but I think outside. Not outside the box. I think outside the country. I look overseas to where Selwyn resides in Canada, and when Naomi then the US of A for the inspiration and the encouragement. Is y'all got a big money. We got a big money of paper. But y'all got the thing in the bank. Right? The bank. Right? I see Naomi telling us the president wanted to go in the burial ground now. Mohammed in the burial ground. I was in the burial ground last week. I don't know if you remember that. I want to say people follow me. I was in the burial ground last week talking about the state of the burial ground. You know, and the promise that was made to fix the burial ground. You know, the throwing a road, and that is it. That can't be it. Don't do it. Can't be so easy or when done. How are you beautiful folks doing this morning? So this oil boom, you know, everybody I'm feeling it. That's the point I want to be. Right? 58% of people, they're living in poverty. 32% extreme poverty. If this government wants to contradict that, right? Y'all do your own study, man. Leslie Hamilton, let you do your own study, Jillian. Do your own study. But of course, I'll tell you this, they can't contradict me, you know. They ain't gonna contradict us at all. Lorelli, look, mind you, let me pause quick. I should have started the right way. We got one of our ardent viewers and supporters of our program, Deborah. Deborah celebrating her birthday, Deborah Clark. And Deborah helps us out tremendously, right? I love people don't just talk the talk. I mean, if you can't think it, we ain't hold nothing against you yet. We still give you a chance to correct yourself. But Deborah is so kind to us, right? Deborah is so kind to us. Celebrating a birthday this week. I'm not certain. Is it today? Yeah, I think it's today. Deborah Clark. And we just want to wish Deborah, you know, look, every time you got to celebrate a birthday now, do it. Do it. Life goes by so fast. I don't know what the last 35 years of my life went. 36, 37. Or is it 40? I don't keep track too much these days. I don't know where it went. It went by like, I tell people, I even give us a little certificate. Go to your graduation, please. Enjoy the moment. Live for it. Celebrate every birthday. Ain't gonna be a big outlandish way. You're gonna host me and invite me over and pamper me and so on, like Deborah doing. But please, by God, celebrate it, Beverly. You all hearing us clearly this morning? Any feedback, anything backfiring or side firing, front firing? I don't know. Let us know. So happy birthday, Deborah. Deborah, I hope you go on to become. Listen to me as long as you got life still. Or win. Mandy, Dolly, There are things still to do. We still be coming. We still be coming. We still be coming, Beverly. So we signing off like. We retiring. Flop that. We refiring. Birdies. We refiring and going again. So happy birthday, Deborah. Refire, Deborah. Refire. And go again. I can peep in based on the timings. Celebrate with Deborah a little bit and then peep out. You know, no doubt carrying a lot of food with me this time stuff. $6, $7, sis. You know, you remember Fitzherbert when we used to go out back in the days? You couldn't go out and then bring home nothing for your parent sample. You're disrespectful or what? $6, $7 is Deborah and we good to go. I wanted to pause to say happy birthday to Deborah. You know, she celebrated it in spite of. In spite of. So, as I was saying, we're talking about this oil boom, but look at poverty. You know, look at poverty. And life sometimes is always about these dualities. Day up, next day down. You're rich and we poor. We're belly full, but we're hungry all at the same time. Deborah Clark, good morning to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And as we talk, all these are headlines we just throwing by you folks, you know. All of these are headlines, you know. The World Bank, you know, giving us some kudos. But like I said, the duality, right? They give you the little praise and so on. The oil boom and what booming and so on. And then they kind of temper that and say, but look in this thing here, you got to fix up yourself, right? We got to fix up yourself because nothing in regular, right? Listen, guys, we at this point in our experience, right, where every Guyanese could live nice. Neville. And I'm saying live nice beyond roads and bridges. Infrastructure is good. Right? I saw Minister Son quoting the PPP. When the Granger government was building roads in Lethem and Madia and Mabaruma, Georgetown and so on. So God, people can't each road. So now Angela we quote back the thing on them. They can't each road. Minister Son pick it up. He said they can't each road, but look, this and that. You know, but we got enough money, Nigel Plus. We don't have to just look at roads and infrastructure, right? We could build the house and drive at the same time. And need a piece of KFC or churches or whatever it is. A little Rasta pasta. Treat me nice, please. Right? You could drink a little, is this from a cousin like? Something 75, wine, French 75. We could live a little bit, man. Right? 58% in poverty, 35%. Abject poverty. World Bank says prudence. In its latest report, the World Bank, it says prudence. Let that be the watchword in how you manage the oil revenues. Right? It is warning against excessive spending during this period of high income. Right? And listen to this. Listen to this. The institution stressed that the need for strong public investment system, right? But we got to balance it. Saving mechanisms as well to protect against future economic shocks. And that's what they said. And look, let me show you the wickedness. You remember how the Granger administration built the architecture of the National Resource Fund? How they built it? A large number of a broad cross-section of civil society was supposed to be on that board. Them boys came in, right? Knock out all of that. The vehicle bringing in the oil and gas wealth. It's a natural resource fund. There's the act, there's the board and all of that. It's the Granger government hammered out that fantastic piece of legislation. The PPP came in and benefit. And they wouldn't give 1 ounce of credit. The same way, Hoyt hammered out the President Hoyt, the ERP. If you know the ERP is, another show. They came in, 92 and benefit. And then they behave as though they're so bright. They're the geniuses. I hate that. You know, if Joyce come up with the idea, why we can't say, Joyce, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'll know. Who didn't dead, badly wounded. Thank you, Joyce. Why couldn't we say that? Not these boys. So the World Bank is saying, spend public, on your public investment programs, but you got to save a little bit too. And that is what we set up the Natural Resource Fund to do. Part of it, you have to save for future generations. They lash out all of that. Now they take out 99.999%. They take out they don't leave back nothing. They don't leave back anything. Right? The bank says you got to balance yourself to protect against future economic shocks. Look how we live in hand to mouth. You see what that little fuel shortage did to us. So you tell, and what's we fuel reserve? Right? How long are we catering for? A one month? A 1 month? What kind of bottom house thing is this we doing here, man? Look, money we got. You see? That's prudence. I wonder what's we fuel reserve like. Huh? What's we reserve like? What's we storage level? Right? We only catering for 5 days. We in a bad way. You see, when the opposition say these things, they don't pay no heed. When the World Bank, Bernice, we so far-minded still. World Bank said, prudence. Prudence. Catch yourself, please. Catch yourself. But look what we spending our money on. Huh? Wasting almost. Wasting. Look, because we know what we're doing, we got paid in Seika $102 million because we idling on the gas to show project. That's such a, what you could do, Neville, junior holder with $102 million US. Claudine LaRose, Claudine, what you could do with $102 million US. We just giving away money. Giving away money. Right? We gotta vote these people out, honest to God. Vote them out and bring in some competent people. Right? On this other issue alone, them by should seen a report out of the PUC. The PUC, GPL functioning, Neville, Mandy, at 30%. 30%. I hope we functioning high above that. Sometimes I feel like that. I feel like I function at, like I want to do so much more. But you know what? You know what holding me back? Resources. Resources. I want to carry y'all into more of this country and show y'all what is happening. January, February, we were in Latam, we were in Madhya, we were in Mabaruma. That alone, believe it or not, is about $700,000 alone. Right? I have a mandate as a politician as a member of parliament, I got to go and see the people in this country. That alone, 700,000 plus. That's 3 months' pay right there in them couple traveling. Cost something. I want to do more, but the capacity. Them boys could do more. Right? They could do more. They got margins. They got margins. But the Public Utilities Commission says that GPL, in terms of efficiency, it's performance review, GPL. Right? It is meeting only a fraction of its operational targets. Only a fraction. And hence, when they pull it together, it's about 30% of what it's capable of. 30%. Right? That's what we're hearing. And we're told that this report of the Public Utilities Commission, it highlighted the continuing issues with, of course, reliability of power, financial performance across the national electricity system. Despite some improvements in power generation, the commission says, this is the Public Utilities Commission, right? They flag voltage stability, blow your fridge, blow your TV, blow your microwave, your curling iron. Don't blow the coffee maker, begging you, blow the coffee maker, blow the oven. 30%. That's not going to tell. And now, if you look at these reports across 3-4 years, same thing. Billions in investment. But when you drill down, sad state of affairs. Very, very sad state of affairs. Yep. We're operating at 30%. 30%. Right? You think it's only GPL? Right. My interest was piqued. A couple of weeks ago, the American ambassador, Her Excellency Nicole Terrio, she said everything good. Them boys doing well. This week she urging reforms. So everything nice. We're going in the right direction. If you got antiquated legislation, you could never be going in the right direction. Right? But each his own. Lydia, Neville, every cow is crying for your own calf. I love being Guyanese. If a guy interpret for you, another day. I ain't saying I can do it. Another day though. Teach his own. Every cow is crying for your own calf. The American ambassador, Her Excellency Nicole Terrio, she stated that American companies are interested in investing, right, in a Guyana, right, or in Guyana, but they require greater transparency in procurement. Greater transparency in procurement, right? And in a bilateral treaty tax. So you come to tell how far my country now. I can see it when them say, you come and tell how far my country. This shows me, right? You come tell how far my country now. Okay. Okay. Right. She said we must have greater transparency in procurement. She must have been reading the report on Bellevue. She must have been reporting on Bellevue. She must have been reporting on Bamia. And I'll tell you this, those are the glaring two. There are countless others. Countless others. Too numerous to mention. Plenty enough. Think them boys scared? They ain't give a damn. Lydia, they ain't give a damn. That's what I could tell you. They ain't give a damn. Right? They ain't give a damn. I see the Minister of Agriculture talking about, as we in that, real time, he said, what? Real time monitoring of contracts. Yeah. You know, what surprised me about this government is that they could never look at something and say, oh, look what we've done. The thing happening now is always to come. Right? It's always to be continued. Always to be continued. So the Minister of Agriculture, you know, Zulfikar, right? Or rather, this is a ministry, not Zulfikar Mustafa. This is Ministry of Public Service. Zulfikar Ali. Pull that one back. Zulfikar Ali. He's announced the rollout of a digital dashboard to monitor government projects. Zulfikar, you know what you're doing? Right? You sure you want to use the phrase real time with that? Or you work real time one day and then it starts to lag 3-4 weeks. Right? He said you'll be able to monitor government projects across regions of Guyana. He said this has been developed by the National Data Management Authority and allows real-time tracking of spending, progress, and contractor performance, aiming to improve accountability and reduce inefficiencies in the public infrastructure delivery. Now, why I didn't see in this report is whether this will be public-facing. Whether you and I could go on a website and see this thing in real time, or this is only available to them at the back end. Is it public-facing? That's what I want to know. Send me the link. Give me the link up. And link me in. Is it public-facing? And then you could tell they're getting a lot of pushback with this high level of corruption in this government because the AG ran out too. He's telling citizens, look at it, listen to this. Brothers and sisters, listen to this. The AG says, look, this is the motorists, right? He said police who demand bribes, sue them. Sue them. Why he said bring them to me? You know, report to me, let the state prosecute. You got to take your own money, take your own life, and sue them. Yeah, Sammy. If a policeman asks you for 5,000, they can buy a little lunch, man, buy a barbecue ticket. Right? You would say 5,000, lie 200,000, run into court, you know, neutral fuss from a nervous system, you know, ginkgo biloba from a memory. That's about 400,000, 5,000. Why don't create a corruption app where people anonymously could send in the tip, right? And you use the state, you got the money. Why you don't pursue them? Crazy. He said you, the public, say the children on you now. If we corrupt, this guy's y'all lazy. Y'all ain't suing these. Why is it sue the politicians? Why is it sue the politicians who corrupt? Sue them. We were here, all of us were right here. When the Jamaican contractor on that school project there in Region 1, Hosororo, any man talk, we talk. We are right here. The AG heard that. He launched investigation. Huh? Did the government instruct the commissioner of police? Listen to what this fellow say. He says on you, Lydia. Neville, if you got corruption, it's on you, Naomi. It's you allowing it. Gail, is you allowing it. Lorelli, is you allowing it. You're not suing these people. Right? He said traffic offenses are ticketable and do not justify detention. He says citizens must document the incident and pursue lawsuits. Come by my form. Pursue lawsuits to combat corruption in the system. I'll go this up. I even know the AG has a form. You know, he didn't say come by his form. Let me strike that up. You know, go by whoever else form. Right? Naomi, it's your fault if they got corruption. Gail, is you too. And wave knee. Y'all not prosecuting these people. You're not. You know, you're not prosecuting these people. That's the problem I got with some of y'all. Right? That's the problem I got with some of y'all. You know, I heard as on the AG, I heard Paul Slow, retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Slow. He was talking quite recently of matters concerning the AG, as you know, before the CCJ. He said we gotta be serious. Right? We gotta be serious. You gotta be serious. Now we comment on matters. Our disposition. You see, we think we operating at 90%, you know. And when you hold us up to the standard of light, or light of standard, whatever it is, when you hold us up to the light, when you hold us up to this real standard, the real truth, we never operated at 30% like GPL. You see? We at 13. We're not 30. That's where we are. Right? And that's where we are. Listen to the retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, Paul. I love to hear on these matters. Take a look.
Retired Assistant Police Commissioner Paul Slow has highlighted some queries by an observer following the criticisms of Attorney General Anil Nandlal of Azruddin Mohammed and his father Nazar Mohammed. The Mohammeds are in court challenging extradition. The observer is Lurleen Nestor.
And she says here, perplexing. The word I used to describe what I saw and heard after viewing a few clips sent to me on what transpired at the CCJ recently in the infamous extradition case. Regardless of what the court decides, there are some basic questions to be asked. 1. Are Guyanese to assume that none of the local courts, magistrates court, high court, or appeals court thought that the AG's regular commentary on the matter was improper?
The Attorney General repeatedly made uncomplimentary comments about the Mohammeds even as the matter was being heard in the local courts.
Did the AG have to go all the way to the CCJ to be told that his office and role demands that he operates at the highest standard and exercise restraint in commenting publicly on a matter that is actively before the courts?
So the comments by the Attorney General were found to highlight bias even as the trial is continuing.
If the local courts are mute on this most fundamental issue, the court's competency might be called into question, and concerns of political interference and judicial independence could be a serious concern to Guyanese.
The Caribbean Court of Justice took note of Nandlal's comments and questioned his behavior while the case is at the courts. Slow said that the Attorney General was improper.
It was improper for the Attorney General of all persons to be there commenting force. He said they shouldn't get bail and all kind of thing. He run in, he there on he run mouth program on a Tuesday night, right? He diarrhea, oral diarrhea. They're running the mouth talking, but a matter that said before the court.
What did Paul Slow say? Oral diarrhea. Oral diarrhea. Well, I'd rather be our friends. I'd rather be oral diarrhea. You know, I saw big celebration. You know, garbage truck politics. Garbage truck politics. Saw some big celebration. You know, I think Priya's doing her best, you know, to try to undermine Minister of Education currently. You know, Priya's role has been very diminished, but I can make a big fuss out of this, whether you like it or not. I can demand attention. Right? Every garbage truck, you got break champagne on the truck, hand over, part 100, photograph. I wish they'd pack some of them up in them garbage truck and ship them out someplace. Higgs, Bush, something like that. Pack them up in some black plastic bags and ship them. You know, the whole corrupt set that the AG talk about, ship them out. Everything, you know, big thing. Everything they hand over. Gotta get big celebration. They didn't make joke of the thing, you know. They give you a pint of rice. You gotta get the paparazzis that they bring out more than the grains of rice they give you. Right? 310 grains of rice, they got 400 cameras flashing. So they're telling us they recently, the most recent iteration of this garbage politics. The most recent iteration is 10 trucks they handed over to neighborhood democratic councils along the East Coast and East Bank. Right? They had about 52,000 cameramen. Flashing! Maruchan said that the initiative, like I've been telling you, is part of a nationwide program to improve waste management and sanitation services. Yep, this is what they said they're trying to do. You know what you want to really do? Bring proper legislation. They're so ad hoc. It's the ad hocracy for me. I can't take it. They're so ad hoc. We had already crafted, did a consultation for National Solid Waste Management Policy. And part of that consultation is harmonizing the law. City Hall said, for instance, we can let us hazard. The fine for littering is 200. Central government said 400. You can't get in the same city two contradictory things. You can't find somebody in both municipal and the national level on the same issue. Are these varying amounts? So one of the things that was proffered is harmonizing legislation. Right? But we're doing solid waste management in such a piecemeal, you know, ad hoc, hear 'em, scare 'em, helter-skelter manner. We got to do better. But we know all is aimed at control. They want City Hall. The president said it. He didn't mince his words. Right? They want control of City Hall. But mostly it's through the back door. You know this backdoor people, right? Backdoor people. Backdoor people. They tried taking over some property from the city and all of that. Here's what the mayor said recently on the subject matter. This attempted takeover. We're going to court. We're going to court. See you in court, Priya. Take a look.
City Hall has been forced to move to the courts in the face of government intervention into the affairs of the Georgetown municipality. Mayor Alfred Mentor recently announced a number of incursions by the government into the affairs of the municipality.
We have two matters that both are two different attorneys of the council happen to be looking at. We first had to get the council's permission. We also had to get a resolution passed by the council to allow for this to happen.
The first action involves the government move to acquire the municipal abattoir.
Yeah. That's some of what's happening on that front. We want to bring you guys up to speed with. And we did see as we wrap up, we did see the Minister of Education, as I did mention her, on the NGSA front, best wishes to all those kids who are writing again. You're back in classroom this morning, writing those exams. Started yesterday, it continues and ends today. Did see the minister making some comment that she is optimistic. She is optimistic on the NGSA front, where this is going to go. Optimistic, she says, on the results, They've been taking a beating in some of the subject areas, We got the money now. You can't bring your friends and your family to craft some of these programs and the interventions and think you can go someplace, We got to bring in the people who understand, the real experts, and they can't fake fraud experts. So over 15,000 students are writing these exams, sitting the National Grade 6 assessment, right? And she says she's optimistic they would perform well. She's optimistic, optimistic. They've been doing says they've been making investments in teaching resources and targeted academic programs and so on. And she's optimistic on the outcome. Yeah, that's what she said. Optimistic about the outcome. All right. Well, let's see where that goes. No, we are optimistic. Yeah. Make the invest. Are you making the right investments? Do you have the right people? That's a different story, right? You can get a better result if you point it in the right direction. You end up where you really want to go, not if you're heading in the wrong direction. So one of the things we're watching as well, folks. One of the things we're watching as well, and let us end on this note. No, we were talking about Paul Slow there, and one of the other things I was listening to Mr. Slow comment about. One of the other things I was listening to him comment about as we wrap up this morning is the border. He said we got to tighten up on the border, right? And the influx of people that we have coming over, undocumented, a lot of dangers there. Let us wrap up on that note this morning. Again, retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Paul Slow. Love to hear him on these issues. Take a look. Take a listen.
The dangers of open borders are being highlighted daily, says retired Assistant Police Commissioner Paul Slow. His comments came in the wake of a video which features a Spanish-speaking individual pointing a pistol at a photograph of the head of Customs Anti-Narcotic Units, James Singh.
We must not forget that the man who carried out is not alleged because the man admit now the Regent Street bombing in which that child was killed, Spanish-speaking. You mustn't forget that they said when the East Renville police station was bombed, they said Spanish-speaking people. I hope they take this thing with the seriousness it deserves.
Slow said that this is a threat against a senior law enforcement official. The police have said that they would leave no stone unturned to pursue the individual.
Gone are the days. 20 how much policemen, law enforcement, you must say, because Innes was a Kanu man when he was killed. And I'm hoping that they're not sitting on their laurels and just take this thing lightly.
Slow said that the police have the wherewithal to get to the bottom of this threat.
Let them know, shake up the underworld, find out who this thing come from. Use your connections internationally, because don't dismiss a threat like that. Don't disregard and dismiss a serious threat like that. Yeah. Hope they say interbeniba make Kwashiba take notice. So I hope y'all treat this thing with the seriousness it deserves. Look, this thing, when I read it there, I was so bloody upset. I'm out of the system now for all them years. But I remember immediately had a flashback to those days.
He was referring to the early 2000s when gunmen, dubbed the Phantom Squad, roamed the streets killing people perceived to be criminals, and when gunmen attacked and killed law enforcement officers. One of the men killed was Kanu officer Vibert Innes.
Yeah, we want them to just come back at all. We don't want them to come back at all, right? Edward, Avril, please and thank you. Thanks for joining us this morning, Eva. All the E's in the life this morning. Good to have you. We're going to see you guys on our next broadcast. You all take care. Take it easy out there this morning, folks. But have a fantastic day nonetheless. And thanks for joining us in your numbers this morning. You know, close to 1,000 of you on the live between Facebook and the Tube. The blue and the red up. Working together for us. Waveney, good to see you. Mandy Cummins, good to see you as well. And all the other folks who are joining us. Great to see you on the live this morning. Smash that emoji button for us before you run off and leave us. Share the live too, please, and thank you. Mandy, good to see you. Ingrid, we see you as well, and Neville. All those celebrating a birthday. Maybe you celebrated or celebrating, or you're going to be celebrating a birthday. We wish you guys the best. Wish you had the best in health and everything else. Lorna, thank you for joining us, and we're going to see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, folks.